This word to be very, very exciting, and I want to share it with you. We're going to be coming from Luke 12, and we're starting at verse 35 and going all the way through 48. So we're going to be sharing that word. Read that word on your own. I'm going to go through it quickly. 35, let your loins be girded about and your lights burning. We need some burning lights. And ye yourselves like unto men that wait for the Lord when he will return from the wedding, that when he cometh, and knocketh, that they may open unto him immediately. That means something. When you're expecting a guest, when you're in preparation for a guest, when you're watching out for a guest, you're listening for the doorbell, you're listening for the car to pull up. And this is the way that we want to be for Christ's coming. We want to be prepared. We want to be excited. We want to be ready for his coming. And so we want to be in that place so that we're not afraid to open the door unto the Lord immediately, quickly, because we know that we've aligned with his will and we've aligned with his way. 37, blessed are those servants whom the Lord, when he cometh, shall find watching. Verily I say unto you that he shall gird himself, the Lord shall gird himself, and make those servants to sit down to meat, and will come forth, and then he's going to serve them. That's where I want to be. I don't know about you, but I want to be able to sit down and have this scripture fulfilled in my life. We're all different. If you don't want that, I understand. I'm sharing in hopes that if you haven't wanted that in the past, that your heart will yearn and crave that today. Verse 38, and if he shall come in the second watch, or come in the third watch, and find them so, blessed are those servants. Those are the servants that are going to be blessed to sit down to meat and be served by the Lord himself. 39, and this know that if the good man of the house had known what hour the thief would come, he would have watched and not have suffered his house to be broken into. Do you know what hour the thief is going to come? Do you know when death is going to come? We can't continue to say that we have time. We don't know how much time we have. What we have to do is live in a position of readiness so that when the bridegroom comes, we can immediately open the door. We don't know. And because we don't know, we have to be ready. Verse 40, be ye therefore ready also. This is not what I said. This is what the Bible said. Be ye therefore ready also, for the Son of Man cometh, and an hour when you think not. I don't know where death lies. I love that about my spiritual father, F.J. Van Sant. He used to say, do you know where death lies? And the answer is no. I have no idea when death lies. I have no idea when my time is going to be up. I cannot, and I'm speaking for myself, I cannot afford to tell myself that I have time to obey God. I have to cast aside my fear. I have to cast aside my apprehensions. I have to cast aside my selfishness, my meism, my idolatry of worshiping me, worshiping the spirit of fear, and I have to obey him simply because it lets me know in Luke 12, verse 40, be ye therefore ready also, for the Son of Man cometh in an hour when you think not. 41, then Peter said unto him, Peter was speaking to the Lord, Lord, speakest thou this parable unto us or to everybody? Are you talking to us, the disciples? Are you talking to everybody? 42, and the Lord said, who then is that faithful and wise steward, whom his Lord shall make ruler over his household, to give them their portion of meat in due season? Blessed is that servant, whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find so doing. Thank you for joining me again. We are now in verse 44, and we're continuing with Luke 12. And yeah, the person that the Lord finds so doing, as we left off in our last portion, that's the person that's blessed. The Lord wants to find us doing what he asked us to do. Of a truth, this is verse 44, Luke 12:44. Of a truth I say unto you that he will make him ruler over all that he has. 45, but if that servant say in his heart, my Lord delayeth his coming, and shall begin to beat the men servants and maidens, and to eat and to drink and to be drunken. Now, we're not doing that. There are just some things church folk won't do. We know, we've got the drinking and the smoking down. Some of us won't fornicate. We won't commit adultery. There are boundaries that we won't cross. What I find most interesting about us as believers, we have all of those things that I call overt sins that we just won't do. There are things we won't do. We said we don't do that. I don't smoke. I don't drink. I don't have sex outside of marriage. I don't steal. I don't do this. I don't do that. But we will sin in disobedience, and we'll think that's okay. Because we compartmentalize sin. It's okay because I don't smoke, drink, and do all that other people do. But it's okay if I'm disobedient. It's okay if I just don't obey the Lord. It's just okay. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not wrong to disobey him, is it? He said for me to go and pray with that person, and I said no. Because I was afraid, and because I just don't feel like I pray as well as the next person. So I'm just not going. He can get somebody else. I'm not going to do it, Jesus. I'm not going to do it. That's okay, isn't it? 45, again, but if that servant say in his heart, my Lord delayeth his coming, and shall begin to beat the men servants and maidens, and to eat and drink and be drunken. 46, the Lord of that servant will come in a day when he looketh not for him, and at an hour when he is not aware, and will cut him in sunder, and will appoint him his portion, watch this, because it's powerful, with the unbelievers. You mean to tell me, Jesus, I'm a believer. I am a Christian. But because I say in my heart, I've got time. I got time to do this. I got time to do that. I'm not going to be obedient to what you say. I'm not going to live, in that place of preparedness that you're going to come and you're going to grant me a portion with the unbelievers. I'm not an unbeliever. This is powerful. Listen to this. I'm not an unbeliever, but you're going to grant me a portion with the unbelievers? Because in my heart, I said you delay your coming, so I'm doing all this other stuff. And that servant which knew his many stripes. But he that knew not and did commit things worthy of stripes shall be beaten with few stripes. Didn't say he wasn't going to get any. You didn't know, but you did things that you should get some stripes for. You're still going to get some stripes. You're just going to get a few. For unto whomsoever much is given, and to whom men have committed much, of him they will ask the more. He expects something from us. When he gives us much, he's requiring much. To require means he's demanding much. Now we have a question that we have to ask ourselves and answer. Will we respond to the call and the responsibility that we have as believers, faithful believers in Jesus Christ? Will we?